Look, a lot of the headlines look very much, as you said, very much bang in line with what they said last month, so not a lot of new news there. I think from what I've picked up so far, the key news is the comment around the currency. Certainly a statement that the higher A dollar would act to restrain inflation is new. And if they've said that the currency would act to slow the economy, that is new. Now, we suspected that they were going to have to dial up their language on the A dollar, and particularly with the A dollar at 80 cents. We thought it would be causing them a bit more angst. The prior language around the currency, of course, had been that a higher A dollar would act to work against the transitions underway in the economy, and that's very much past tense because the A dollar is higher and it is acting as a restraint, I think.
Yeah, some more comments out on the dollar. It says a higher Aussie dollar would be a brake on GDP and inflation, and it also says a rising A dollar weighing on the outlook for output and also employment.
Okay, so look, that's a statement of quite some concern coming through there. And it's going to be interesting to see, of course, the RBA puts out a quarterly statement on Friday, so we'll get new forecasts from them. They may be hinting there that their growth numbers could come down a fraction. Back of the envelope, RBA's own modelling work shows that a 6 or 8% rise in the currency, which is what we've seen since they last did their set of forecasts, would be enough to shave a couple of tenths off both GDP and inflation. So could be a small amount of downside pressure there on those macro variables coming from this rise in the currency.
Aside from the currency impact, then, what are the biggest concerns for the Reserve Bank? They've also said they don't see a pickup in wage growth from low levels for some time, which is, of course, something we've been talking about for the last couple of months and, in fact, the last few quarters. Low wages still a concern for the RBA. Doesn't seem to be too much of a mention this time around of the risks that high household debt poses to financial stability.
I think low wages are an issue for the Reserve Bank, and it's really interesting to see the latest communication from the RBA governor over the last month or two. It seems that he's starting to think about not just cyclical reasons for inflation and wages being low, like spare capacity in the economy, but he's also talking about structural influences in terms of the rise of global competition, the rise of AI, the rise of the robot, and this sort of anxiety and insecurity that's causing some workers, and that's showing up in slower rates of workers moving from one role to another, and it's showing up perhaps in a reluctance of workers to put their hands up and seek higher wages. So that's definitely an issue that's weighing on their minds.